Hi, darling.
Hello, honey.
Oh, you must be dead. Did you have a hard day?
Oh, no, I often lose the agency's biggest accounts. 2 or 3 a week sometimes.
Darrin, you didn't have an idea.
No, and I didn't use yours either.
Well, I thought you might in an emergency.
Well, you have almost as much faith in my lack of integrity as you have in my lack of talent.
Darrin, please.
Well, you weren't entirely wrong. I thought about spreading out your miracle there before him just to save my own face, but I bit my tongue. You see that? I let him walk out on me, in spite of all your influence.
What do you mean by that?
I could feel you there in the restaurant, prodding and digging at my conscience.
Well, I haven't been anywhere near your conscience all day. I've been right here at home. I've vacuumed and scrubbed and cleaned, and I made dinner.
Well, big deal.
What does that mean?
Well, I've seen the way you can wham, wash, and pow, clean, and ring-a-ding up a dinner.
Well, I didn't wham, pow, or ring-a-ding up anything. These are bona fide dishpan hands.
You could have whipped that up, too, for appearance.
Are you calling me a liar?
If the shoe fits. Sam. Samantha! Samantha, listen to me. Samantha, unlock this door.
It's not locked.
Oh. Now listen to me, Samantha. Now cut this out, Sam. I want to see you immediately. Sam, you're my wife. I demand that you appear before me. Now, didn't you hear what I said? Sam, this isn't going to prove anything. You're merely being super sensitive and obstinate. Now, listen to me. Don't do anything you may regret later on. Now, Sam, cut this out. This is ridiculous. Sam, I've had enough of this. Sam, now cut this out. Samantha, put that back. Where do you think you're going? You're not leaving this house. She couldn't. Samantha, come back here. Samantha! Samantha! Samantha, come back here. Do you hear me? All right, have it your way.
My poor baby.
He called me a liar.
I know. I heard the whole thing. I don't want to say I told you so, Samantha,
Then don't.
There, dear. You just hold on to Mother and we'll go far, far away. And before we do, I think I'll change him into a horned toad.
Mother, please don't.
Maybe you're right. I'll make it easy for him. I think I'll leave him just as he is.
Darrin.
I'm late, honey. Something happened to the alarm.
Oh, well, you might as well relax, dear. You've missed your train already.
I have. How do you know? Have you been,
No, it's watchcraft, not witchcraft.
Oh. Well, the next train isn't until, 9:30.
Dear, isn't that a shame? Well, I guess they'll just have to muddle through at the office without you for an hour.
Okay. And I'll just muddle around here for a while. Save my place. I'll be right back. Good morning. What can I do for you? Look, son, I've got a lot on my mind this morning, so...
Oh, well, hello, Marshall. What a surprise.
How come? I'm here every morning. Who's he?
Well, I live here. That's who I am. Who are you?
That's Marshall. He lives down the street.
I see. Well, you overshot your mark.
It's okay. I can stay for breakfast. But you better not kiss me, because I've got a cold, I think.
He's got a problem.
He's got a problem. What is he doing here?
I'm his only friend in the neighborhood.
Well, you're my only wife in the neighborhood, and I thought we'd have a nice breakfast together.
Anything I can do, Mrs. Stephens?
No, Marshall. You go and sit down. Breakfast is ready.
Anything I can do, Mrs. Stephens?
Darrin, now try to understand. He's an unhappy little boy with a nervous, overprotective mother and no father.
So he comes over here every morning to play with you.
I knew you'd understand.
I certainly do. You're interfering.
What do you mean?
His problems are none of your business.
I'm merely being his friend.
I know you, Samantha.
Oh, really? You only look vaguely familiar to me.
No, thank you. My mother says I'm allergic to strawberries.
Oh? What happens when you eat them?
I don't know. I never had any.
Samantha, his mother does not want him to eat strawberries.
Boy, they sure look good.
How about some juice, Marshall? Oh, that's right. You can't have that either. Too acid. Or French toast, too rich. Or sausage, or...
I don't mind much about the juice.
Marshall, why don't you go on home and ask your mother if you can't try one strawberry?
She'll say no.
How do you know?
She always says no. Besides, she doesn't know I'm here. I'm supposed to be in my room, nursing the cold I'm probably getting.
Your face isn't flushed.
I'm not even sniffling yet. See?
You don't have a fever.
Samantha, his mother says he has a cold.
Yes, dear, I know. I just meant that his eyes look perfectly all right.
But his mother says he has a cold, and she is his mother, isn't she?
Oh, yes, she certainly is.
I'm being come after. Here I am, Ma! She can run 2 blocks in 27 seconds with high heels on.
Marshall, I've been just frantic. What are you doing here?
I'm Mrs. Stephens. This is my husband, Mrs. Burns. Marshall was just visiting.
How do you do? I told you to stay in your room. You have a cold. And if you're too young to realize how dangerous it is to run around with a cold, I should think at least an adult would recognize it.
But he isn't even sniffling.
I'm sure there was no great damage done, Mrs. Burns, but Marshall shouldn't have disobeyed you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Stephens. I'm glad to see that at least you are a sensible person.
Mrs. Burns, all I tried to do was...
You have no children, Mrs. Stephens. That's quite obvious.
Oh, it is?
We've only been married a short time.
Because if you did, you'd realize that their health is something precious that has to be constantly guarded. I raise my Marshall very carefully, and I do not appreciate interference from anybody. Please remember that. Come along, Marshall.
Samantha!
Bye-bye, Marshall. Come back anytime.